When we talk about what makes a company great, most people don't give enough credit to leadership, which, by the way, is a good way to pick stocks. The difference between top-notch leadership and mediocre leadership is like night and day. So what makes for successful leadership? To answer that question, well, we're going to a successful leader. We're consulting with David Novak. He's the co-founder and former chairman and CEO of Yum Brands. Been on the show a lot of times. Parent company Taco Bell, KFC, Pizza Hut. He was running things back when Yum was in the glory days, but I've got to tell you, they're still doing pretty darn well. David's new book, How Leaders Learn, comes out tomorrow. And it's all about the essential habits and strategies of the world's most effective leaders. Tonight, we're lucky enough to have David Novak on set with us so we can learn more. Mr. Novak, welcome back to Mad Money.
Jim, it's always a pleasure being with you.
Well, David,
good to see you.
I listen to your podcast. You have just great wisdom, even more than when you were running the joint. And I've got to tell you, this book is terrific. And I want to focus on some of the people may not have heard of, because you have some great leaders throughout this. And I want to start by saying, what do you do when you inherit a company where the culture's broken? What do you do when you're Charlie Scharf?
Well, Charlie Scharf, he's CEO of Wells Fargo. He went in there and he had to deal with a lot of tough stuff. I think they had 13 consent orders. They're knocking all those down. But he had to build accountability into the organization. He had to let everybody know that he believes in them, but he had to tackle the hard stuff. The great thing about Charlie is that he had a sense of urgency to go after the things that had to be dealt with immediately so that this stock could really take off and the company could take off. And as you know, it's starting to move.
Oh, boy, is it ever. And his confidence is back. He didn't want to stick his head up until what he had to do, he had to do. Yeah. But it's amazing. You're absolutely right. He went after the hard parts. He didn't go after the people underneath. He went on the hard parts.
And the other thing he did is he really brought in a lot of top-notch talent.
Yes,
him because he's a winner wherever he's been.
He's getting people from the best of firms. Another guy who came in really quiet, self-effacing. I tried to get him to take a bow. He would never do it. But what Frank Blake did at Home Depot, coming in at a very uncertain time.
It's interesting. I just talked to Frank Blake. He gave me a call, and he read this book, and he was very excited about it. But, Frank Blake is the smartest CEO I've ever met.
Really?
Absolutely.
You've met everybody.
Smart. This guy is rocket smart, but he's humble. And he really has that unique combination of what I think makes a great leader. It's the humility you have to say that you don't know everything. You need other people. But you also have to be confident in your capability, which he is. It's just understated.
But he was a lawyer. He wasn't a guy who was with a hammer or did any stuff with plumbing.
But Jim, what he was more than anything was an avid learner, and I like to say action learner, because you can be an avid learner, you can be book smart, but you got to put it to use, and you got to pair that learning with real insight. And there's nobody better at it than Frank Blake. I know one of the things he did with me is he best practiced our company on recognition, and he went back and made that a big driver at Home Depot. Just an outstanding person.
I met him because I complained on air that my tomatoes that I had bought from Home Depot weren't coming up. And he sent me a bag, and it was a bag of tomato seeds. And he said, why are you doing it from flat? Go do it from seed. Don't bother me. I love them ever since. Came on, the greatest guy. Now, there's a fellow, Neil Bushry, from Workday. And I always try to figure out how he developed such a terrific culture, because it is an amazing one, and they're believers. You say, will you tell what you said in your book about him?
It's hard to believe this, but he interviewed, along with his co-founder, the first 500 people he hired at Bushry, at Workday. And let me tell you something. He then said, okay, I've hired you. You're going to make this company what it is, and I'm going to turn the keys over to you to keep our culture going. But he made it a priority because he knows that having people capability is the biggest driver. And all the best leaders do, Jim. Right now, that's the key.
I want to ask you just for some help on a couple of things. How would you say, is GLP-1 a crisis for the people who run places like Yum or McDonald's, these weight loss drugs? Is it a crisis?
I don't see that. There's always been something that people have said is going to take the industry down. But if you have affordable, convenient food that's good, you're going to win. And I think you'll be winning in the year 2050, the year, whatever.
I like that. All right, so how about some Crystal Ranch and some Pepsi and Cool Ranch? Okay. Tell me what's good, what's bad. Tell me what works and what doesn't.
Well, You know, when you think about Cool Ranch, you know, this is when I worked with Frito-Lay,
Right.
I call it pattern thinking. You know, what we did is we went to the grocery aisles at that point in time. We found out that the ranch flavored dressing was a hot flavor.
Yeah.
Then we said, okay, can we make a Cool Ranch Dorito? And guess what? It happened, and it was a big
That's
slap.
observation, curiosity, execution.
Pattern
Right?
thinking. Just
pattern
pattern
thinking. I like that. And then, well, Pepsi, well,
Well, yeah, no, there's a quick case where I did Crystal Pepsi when I
Right.
was running marketing at Pepsi-Cola Company, and that was a great idea. It was a clear cola.
Right.
But what I didn't do is I didn't listen well enough. I didn't listen to our franchise bottlers who said, hey, if you're going to call it Crystal Pepsi, you better make it taste a lot more like Pepsi. And didn't do it, and so a big idea didn't have the success it could have.
you are humble. The stories in here are stories of great humility, but credit. When someone does something good, you say credit them, and it doesn't cost you anything. To
Absolutely. I think recognition is the secret weapon of every leader. And I say recognize on purpose. You know, people ask me all the time, how do you drive culture? Well, what are the 4 or 5 behaviors that you know if your team executes them, you know you're going to have success? Then recognize the heck out of those people every time you see it. And guess what happens, Jim? They do more of it.
Absolutely, and that's why you're so successful, and others who read How Leaders Learn will be equally as successful. That is David Novak, Yum Brands co-founder and author of the book, How Leaders Learn. It's out tomorrow. I learned a lot. You'll learn a lot. Mad Money's back after the break.
Coming up, hit us with your best shot. An electrified fast-fire lightning round is next.